Okay, y'all, I'm going to show y'all how to make this delicious gravy for your biscuits. And guess what I'm using? Corn, sweet corn. This is Hoyt Tidwell's recipe, as I told you before. And we had it, Miss Frances and I went to see them one day at their home and had lunch with them. And Hoyt said to me, Dana, have you ever had corn and biscuits? And I was like, no, I never have, not even at my grandmother's house. It just wasn't something that we had. And he said, wait till you taste it. So I'm going to make it for y'all. I think, and if you need like a quick breakfast for your guests at the holidays and something that they haven't had before, you know, sometimes you just get tired of the same casseroles, and this would be excellent. So I melted a half stick of butter. I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons of bacon grease. So I saved mine in this little container. I'm going to let it melt. And then it's great if you have fresh corn. But if you don't, just use frozen corn, but thaw it. So what I did was I put it in my little strainer here, and I just ran some cold water on it. And then I'm going to put this in the gravy and just let it kind of cook down. So what you want to do is to make sure that all of the kernels get kind of toasty as you're cooking them. And you can cook this down for about maybe 5 or 10 minutes and just keep an eye on it and make sure that you are stirring it. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt. About a teaspoon of salt. And about a half teaspoon of black pepper. Now, I use white pepper a lot, y'all know that, but I think this recipe needs black pepper, so it just, I don't know, corn just likes pepper like that. So I'm going to put that in there. See how pretty that looks, y'all? And I'm just going to let it cook down and cook down and cook down and all that, all that seasoning. Now, you think a half a stick of butter, 2 tablespoons of bacon grease sounds like a lot, but look how it's taken it up so far. I mean, it really does kind of absorb in the best sort of way, and it doesn't seem like too much butter or too much bacon grease. It seems like just about enough. So I'm going to cook this down for a little while, and next I'm going to show you how to make biscuits that we're going to put it on. Another shortcut that you're just going to love. So see you in a minute. Okay, y'all, so here are our biscuits, and this is what I was going to show y'all. I'm using the Loveless Biscuit Mix. Now, the Loveless Cafe is a very famous restaurant here. It's historic. It just has the best food ever, and they also have a great store. And you can buy this biscuit mix. You can actually have it shipped to you, too, in their store, along with all their jams and jellies. But I just thought, in the interest of trying to do something quick for your company or your family, this would be a great thing to use. And I think someone gave me that, and I had used it, and I love it. So you put 1.5 cups of that biscuit mix in your bowl, and then 2/3 of a cup of buttermilk. Now, you know, I always say just start out kind of with a little well in the middle, and then stir and stir and stir. And you just stir until it's all incorporated, and it should make kind of a nice sticky dough. Now we have our corn over here, very happy, just cooking along, and it just looks beautiful. I don't know, there's something about the butter and the bacon grease that just makes it really shiny too. Corn's so pretty anyway, it's such a beautiful color. One of those beautiful foods that the Lord has given us. And anyway, I think you're going to love this dish. Honestly, that day that we went to eat with Hoyt and Susie, they had a whole table full of food, literally. And they had this recipe. And I told them, I mean, I eat 2 helpings. I was kind of embarrassed, but I just couldn't help it. It was just so yummy. So I should have floured my hands. Flour my hands. So I don't know if y'all remember this little tip, but one of my Miss Dana's Kitchen family told me I knew to put wax paper down whenever you're doing biscuits, but the other really good thing to do is to put a little water underneath it, and it keeps the wax paper in line. So here we go. Here's our dough. We'll mix it all together. And then we're going to pat it down a little bit on top with a little bit of this flour. And kind of, I wouldn't say that's really kneading, but you turn it over about 3 times with your flour. Let me get this out of the way so y'all can see it better. Okay, that's 2 times. 1 more time with your flour. And then you roll it out. Now, here's true confessions. A lot of times I won't get my big rolling pin. I'll just use this cup because it is actually a perfect width around for biscuits. So I'm going to roll it out as much as you can, kind of in a, I don't know, circle or rectangle. Some people like their biscuits square. The Loveless does theirs. Small biscuits, actually, they use kind of small biscuits, and they do them in circles, so that's what I'm going to do. And here is our large cast iron baking pan that I love to use for biscuits, so I'm just going to cut them and put them on our pan. I guess that's about 1/4 of an inch. If you like them a little bit thicker, just make them a little bit thicker. And anyway, I told y'all you could order online from Loveless, but if you go out there, they will ship it free. If you buy things, I had the best time out there with them one day. They let me walk around, talk to the barbecue guy, and I did a little story on it. And I'm telling you, I've always been such a fan because everybody loves going to the Loveless. You sit down and they put these amazing biscuits on your table. And that's your appetizer, but it's a good one. Okay, now you can kind of scoop this together and make some more biscuits if you want. I am going to not do it right now. Let me get a paper towel and wipe my hands off, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so this is what they say, is to take some butter and brush the top of them. So here's this little butter thing that y'all like so much. I do too. I just love it. And we're going to just brush the top of each of them. And then we'll put them in the oven and bake them. And then our corn is cooking away. I'm going to show it to you. And it smells so good. You know, what I love about this corn recipe is that for some reason the crispness of the corn stays intact. Now, if you wanted to make it cream corn, just add a little cream to it. But that's not Hoyt's recipe. So let me put our biscuits in the oven. And show you the corn. And we'll be back when the biscuits are cooked. Okay, y'all, here are our beautiful biscuits that we made. And our fried corn, and it acts like a gravy for your biscuits. So that's what Hoyt called it, biscuits and gravy, and that's what we're going to call it. So you just split your biscuits, and I put a little bit of butter on each one, and then I'll show you how we're going to serve it. You know, Charlene's in rehearsal. Well, actually, they're in their show time, so she's super busy with all that. So I'm here filming by myself today, so I had flour on my face during the last segment. I'm sorry. I've got it all over everywhere. But anyway, got it off. And then here's this corn. It's just been cooking away in that butter, and it's every time I stir it, it smells like fresh corn that you get on the cob. It is smells so yummy. And then this is how you plate it up. Your biscuits split with a little bit of butter and this fresh corn right here. A perfect little dish for company, for any time really, but especially if you're in a hurry, you can make these biscuits really quick. So I'm going to get a little corn and get a little biscuit and taste it. Y'all, it is seriously good. You know, really, even though you have a lot of butter and some bacon grease in it, it tastes light. I don't know, maybe it's corn, but it's good. Your family's going to love it. Absolutely love it. So I hope y'all have a lot of fun with this recipe. It's something different. Using all these good vegetables I just love to do. And I think your family's gonna really enjoy it. So happy cooking, y'all. Bon appetit and Merry Christmas.